Austin depends on the Colorado River. It is the source of our drinking water and much of our outdoor activity.
Now, what was once being threatened by an invasive species is being threatened by the solution. And as KVUE's defender Terry Gruca shows us, it's already cost you $500,000. Quita and Mike, the city of Austin is fighting a constant battle to keep out invasive species like hydrilla. This non-native plant takes over lakes. The defenders first started covering this issue 8 years ago. By 2012, this is how bad Lake Austin looked. And now there's a new set of problems. Water is the one resource we can't live without.
So I'm just gonna pop it up real quick.
And the one John Ward can't play without.
This was one of the top fishing lakes in the country.
For years, he's organized fishing tournaments in Lake Austin.
At one point, it was ranked in the top 10 by Bassmaster as one of the best fishing lakes in the U.S.
Award-worthy fish, a lake known for crystal clear water.
You could see every rock. It was like an aquarium. It was, it was really, really something to see.
Today, it's a different story.
Be fortunate to actually catch one here.
So we decided to take you under the water to see what it looks like.
So now there's no vegetation at all anywhere in the lake.
Thanks to these grass carp, an invasive fish that eats hydrilla, an invasive plant that had taken over Lake Austin. Since 2003, the city of Austin, with permission from the state, dumped thousands of sterile grass carp into the lake. The effort started small, then ballooned after the drought. Over a 10-year period, nearly 50,000 grass carp have been dumped into Lake Austin, and you paid for it all, $250,000.
You can see what happened.
We never wanted to stock this many.
Marcos de Jesus with Texas Parks and Wildlife warned this might happen.
If you look at our reports and our history, we've always cautioned against that. This could happen, this could happen. It's happened before in other water bodies around the nation, even in Texas.
But fears of flooding and risks for skiers and swimmers convinced others more action was needed.
It's one of those risk rewards.
Dr. Brent Bellinger inherited the problem 3 years ago.
Do you jeopardize, having homeowners flood because the hydrilla is backing up the water too much? Do you compromise the integrity of the dam because a large mat of hydrilla has been dislodged? So those were all things that were taken into consideration.
As the city's biologist, he now spends his days trying to find the fix, planting native plants in pens along the shoreline.
Inside of those, we planted 36 small little containers that had basically one water celery plant in them each, and them evenly spread around the pen. And by the end of the summer, the pens were completely filled. Trying to get native vegetation back is obviously priority one for fish habitat, for water clarity, for shoreline protection. We're working on that.
The city spent another $250,000 on these plants with the hope that one day they'll spread throughout Lake Austin.
It's unfortunate ecologically and biologically that all the vegetation has been knocked out.
So how long before the lake is back to its former glory?
There's the gotcha question. Who knows?
The grass carp can live 10 years, the last best estimate by Texas Parks and Wildlife.
We're somewhere, I would safely say, between 5,000 and 8,000 fish in the lake.
Ideally, the state would like to see about a third of that. It lifted the ban on fishing the carp last September, hoping people will fish them out. But the toll is becoming more apparent. Once majestic trees that lined the shore are now falling into the lake.
There's one that fell. That one's falling.
Lake Austin continues to change.
It's just a sad reminder of what used to be here.
John Ward no longer hosts bass fishing tournaments here.
It's not even listed as a top fishing destination lake anymore.
Lake Austin is a vital part of our community. It is our water source, your taxpayer dollars.
Everyone that's involved in the process is disappointed.
And what happens from here is anyone's guess. Another big concern is that these grass carp are now showing up in Lady Bird Lake. Now, Lady Bird Lake has always had very little vegetation. The water flows through there fast, and the 2015 floods didn't help. Surveys continue to monitor grass carp and hydrilla in both lakes. In fact, the next survey on Lake Austin is expected later this month. Count on the Defenders to share it with you. For the Defenders, I'm Terry Gruca, KVUE News Night Beat.
Talk about a complicated issue with no easy answer.
There really isn't an easy answer for this one. I mean, hopefully we can just get Lake Austin back to the majestic place that it once was.
Yeah, absolutely. All right.